Marvel's most famous character has had several iconic stories over the years.
Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Spider-Man comics you should read.
Something goes wrong and this creepy crawler is there. Look at that. He's fleeing the scene. What's that tell you?
For this list, we are looking at the most famous issues and story arcs in Spider-Man's comic history.
Now it is a party!
Number 10, Spider-Man. Amazing Fantasy number 15. While Spider-Man would eventually get his own comic book series, starting with The Amazing Spider-Man number 1, he first appeared in 1962's Amazing Fantasy number 15. With the Amazing Fantasy series having been cancelled, Stan Lee rolled the dice on a story about a teenage boy transforming into a superhero, and boy did he roll a hard 6. This would result in one of the most famous origin stories of all time, as Peter Parker is bitten by a radioactive spider, gains superpowers, but loses his Uncle Ben, learning that with great power, say it with me now,
Comes great responsibility.
Number 9, The Kid Who Collects Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man number 248.
Heads up, watch out!
At first glance, this story may seem like your average Spider-Man plot. Spidey hunts down a villain named Thunderball and battles him in the middle of New York.
Knock, knock. Mr. Criminal. Hey, my name is Spider-Man. You can call me Webhead, you can call me Amazing, just don't call me late for dinner, you get it?
However, during the story, our hero visits a young boy named Timmy Harrison, who is said to be Spider-Man's biggest fan. Spider-Man tells Timmy all about the incident that turned him into a superhero, and about his Uncle Ben, and he even takes off his mask.
I knew you'd come back.
Yeah, thanks for stepping up for me. You're the bravest kid I've ever seen.
At the end of the issue, we learn that Timmy has leukemia, and only a few weeks left to live. This is one of the most emotional and moving issues of the Amazing Spider-Man series.
Listen to me. Now I need you. You're my eyes and ears out here, all right? All right.
Number 8, The Green Goblin Unmasked. Amazing Spider-Man number 40.
Okay, I give up. Which one of you is the Goblin?
In Amazing Spider-Man number 39, the Green Goblin discovered that Spider-Man was Peter Parker. In the next issue, Spidey one-upped the Green Goblin by discovering that he was in fact Norman Osborn.
Stop! It's me! Mr. Osborn.
At the time, it was extremely rare for a hero to know a villain's secret identity, and vice versa. Discovering each other's secret identities drastically changed the characters' relationship. Their battles became much more personal, and often resulted in their loved ones getting caught in the crossfire. Number 7, Spider-Man Blue.
Gwen, it's too dangerous.
I'm coming with you. I've seen the grid specs and I know how to reset the entire system.
Gwen.
I'm coming with you. You know that you need me.
You're coming with me. Shut the thing.
Spider-Man Blue is a fresh look at one of the most famous stories in the Spider-Man universe, the death of Gwen Stacy. The story is honest and heartfelt, as Spider-Man speaks to an old tape recorder on Valentine's Day in an attempt to tell Gwen how he feels, knowing full well she'll never hear it. Perhaps the most memorable moment comes at the very end, as we discover that Mary Jane has been listening the whole time. Instead of being angry with Peter, she simply asks him to say hi to Gwen for her, symbolizing how important she was to both Peter and MJ.
I promised him that I would keep away from you. And now I'm gonna come and eat dinner with your family.
Number 6, If This Be My Destiny. Amazing Spider-Man number 31 to 33.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts.
The first major story arc of Spider-Man's career was certainly a memorable one. These few issues see Spider-Man try to stop a villain known as the Master Planner, while also beginning his college career and attempting to take care for a sick Aunt May. We soon discovered that the Master Planner is none other than Dr. Octopus, one of Spidey's greatest foes. The most memorable sequence has to be when our hero is pinned under a ton of machinery in an underground fortress that is beginning to flood. We see Spider-Man's true strength as he attempts to defeat Doc Ock and save Aunt May's life. 5. Nothing can stop the Juggernaut. Amazing Spider-Man number 229 to 30.
The cool, refreshing smell of mint.
This story might not be as emotional as some of the others on this list, but it's a true David and Goliath tale as Spider-Man attempts to stop the Juggernaut.
Stop or we'll shoot. Ooh, I'm scared. I better run.
One of the things that makes Spidey so popular is his determination and the fact that he never gives up, no matter how tough things get. This is on full display in this story as the Juggernaut continually beats on Spidey. But our hero never gives up and eventually is able to defeat the monstrous powerhouse.
I gotta watch those late night parties.
Number 4. Venom. Amazing Spider-Man number 300. You just knew that Stan Lee would have something special in store for his 300th issue of The Amazing Spider-Man, and he did not disappoint.
Why don't we introduce you to our better half? We call ourselves Venom.
Spidey has taken on a lot of villains over the years, but never one quite like Venom, who is essentially a twisted mirror image of the web crawler himself.
Now we have big plans. You know nothing about us, but we know everything about you. You'll see us everywhere.
Spider-Man is able to defeat Venom and ditch his black suit for the classic red and blue costume, but Venom would become one of the most dangerous villains Spidey would ever face for years to come.
Never wound what you can't kill.
Number 3. Kraven's Last Hunt. Amazing Spider-Man number 293 to 294.
Nice outfit. Don't tell me, you're a Leo, right?
When you think of scary Spider-Man villains, Kraven the Hunter probably isn't high on the list. That changes in this story arc.
And don't underestimate me again.
The once laughable villain becomes obsessed with hunting Spider-Man and eventually captures him and buries him alive. While Spider-Man is eventually able to escape, Kraven refuses to fight the web crawler, believing himself to be the victor.
Welcome to my jungle.
He eventually commits suicide, capping off one of the grittiest Spider-Man stories ever told.
We must go.
Go? But where?
We will go where we can be free.
Number 2. Spider-Man No More. Amazing Spider-Man number 50. It's no secret that Peter Parker gets frustrated with his role as Spider-Man and threatens to quit on several different occasions. But in this issue, he really seems serious as he gives up the costume in an effort to live a normal life.
Listen, maybe you're not supposed to be Spider-Man climbing those walls.
In one of the most iconic panels of the Amazing Spider-Man series, Peter walks away in the rain as he leaves his costume in a trash can.
Where the hell did you get that?
In the garbage.
The story does an excellent job at showing the difficulties of being a superhero and was one of the major plot lines for the movie Spider-Man 2. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. The Death of Gwen Stacy. Amazing Spider-Man number 121.
You're gonna make enemies. People will get hurt. So I want you to promise me something, okay? Leave Gwen out of it.
Easily the most iconic comic in the Spider-Man universe and perhaps comic book history, this story is considered to be the end of the Silver Age of comics.
Run! Harry!
Gwen Stacy was Peter Parker's first true love, and most readers just assumed that the two would get married and live happily ever after. However, Gwen was killed during a battle between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin.
Fight me! Let her go!
Okay.
No!
What makes her death even more tragic was the fact that saving Gwen is what actually killed her, as the whiplash from Spidey's webbing is what breaks her neck.
Do you agree with our list? With the king of the jungle running around out there? Not a chance.
What's your favorite Spider-Man comic?
Now I'm really mad. You got my suit wet again.
For more great top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.